Mr. Dragon is the guy who got it. Number 39 was that difficult number. Let's try the Benoni. And let's actually go forward with the Benko. There was a game from the Zurich 1953 tournament with Bronstein playing as black, and turned the clocks back quite a bit for that. Theory has evolved quite a bit, but I don't know. Since looking through that game again, I started to play the Benko a little bit. So it's not being accepted. So should I just capture? Nah, I'll still leave it there. There's this idea I've seen played, well, now maybe since the knight is threatening to capture. Maybe I don't. Yeah, let's do this first. I'm not sure if it's best. Okay, so I'm going to go with the kingside fiend kettle. Maybe I'll look to do this. Take out this knight. Alright. Let's see. I'm quite tempted to push here. Where's that knight go? He's got to go back home. Alright, let's go with this. Oh, I could have just considered this move. Oh, I should have considered that. No, although after queen c2. Yeah, alright. Let's castle. Avoid, well, just protect my bishop, get developed. And this is the direction I want to go. I want to bring him up here, maybe even look to do this. Not because it looks good visually, but because it is good. It would kick this bishop off the diagonal, and then he turns into the big bad wolf. So I'm thinking bishop g4 or run my pawn up here. Let's run. I have a space disadvantage here in the center, but an advantage on the queen side, so this is where I ought to be playing. Well, I didn't come to a5 to just sit there, so let's follow through. Now what? Move the rook, so the bishop, if I play h3, the bishop has to go there. Whoa, now that's different. Let's take here and then take here, kick the bishop off this diagonal, and then do something with this guy. This knight can't do too much. Where's he going? I can't do this and expect to recapture with the knight because I would be pinned. So let me go here. Some checking opportunities, not really. So the bishop is inconvenienced. And I don't know that I would find a great purpose for my light square bishop. So let me make sure I could get rid of him. So he's in a pin, and I'm going to keep him in a pin until the question is thrown to me with h3, or maybe if bishop e2 is played. But until that happens, I'm not going to do anything, but I did have to do something. And now I think it would be a good idea to put some pressure on this knight, because I'd really like to play here and give check and win this bishop. I think white has to return. White isn't returning. Okay. I think my knight will find a nice home on this square. You know what? I think I'm quite welcome to a dark square bishop exchange. Let's get my rook working. Dark square bishop exchange would mean my knight is here for forever. Maybe. Well, actually, he needs to get out of the way. And I could jump in here next. He's kind of stuck, having only one square, and that's his home square. Let's jump in here, force some exchanges. I might want to capture like this. Yes, I definitely want to capture like this. Get this passed pawn, and I have a nice home for my knight on c5. My queen is also opened up. we're likely going to enter an opposite color bishop ending. Let me be annoying somehow. Let me be annoying. Okay, rook here is needed. Yeah, this might be quite difficult here, because I don't know how I... Well, maybe I should have considered this. Let's get my rook active. My opponent's going very fast here. I'm not so... Like, it's tough to break down... It's tough to get in b3. These guys are really watching over that, aren't they? Oh, this is actually working out, though. I get some activity. A lot of it. Queen striking here on g1. That was my idea. Maybe that works. Now, what's the follow-up? What is that follow-up? Oh, where's the knockout here? It's not so easy. No, it's not. I think I could actually still trade and have an attack on the dark squares. My opponent has a light square structure, so these h2, f2 squares. I think I have to eliminate some piece here to do something. I could have also considered queen here. Maybe I was too quick to do that. Yeah, I probably was. I should have kept another piece on the board. If this queen goes too far away, there's some tactical opportunities against this guy. And that's actually not working, because I could take, and I could take here. This pawn is passed, and I have an eye on it. And I could take here. That's with check. My rook is indirectly guarding that. I have that. And capture that. So this is, maybe if it's not captured, it'll be mate. Sneakiness. Alright, let's do this. Get some checks in. This is a difficult position to win. Opposite color bishops. Whoa! I really don't want to trade. Maybe I should have. Maybe I should have. I'm not even sure what I'm doing with that move. Okay. I'm also not sure what I'm doing with that move. Oh no. Okay. Oh, could I win that pawn? Oh, they're getting the... Oh, I got the queen. Ah, they were just stuck on doing what? They flinched at an attack I had on the pawn. Oh. Yeah, I have plenty of time. This is plenty of time. Just make sure nothing could move here. This is game over. There's no opportunity for stalemate even. Where's the mate? Many different mates. Queen somewhere. Here next. Yeah, that... Ah, man, that was tough. If I didn't have the... If you didn't push that pawn, that was a good game, man. I mean, I was up that pawn. I had activity, but I couldn't really see a great way to get at your king. I had the passed pawn, but it was blockaded. Let's go back here. I have seen this before. This, I guess, some type of declined version of the Benko. I don't know how great this move is, but I know that after white does capture, there is a6, so I figured I'd just do a6 right now. I certainly don't want to allow the knight to take. The Benko Gambit is when you're forcing the c pawn to become a knight pawn there, a b pawn. I wonder if at this point you have an opportunity right here, this point right here. I wonder if you can go forward with a4 right now and try to just say, You know what? You have a space advantage on the queen side. I recognize that. I don't want you to be playing there. And so maybe you could stop me cold with a4 right now, knowing the following thing. If I'm to capture, you could be recapturing with the knight, and then I'll have to be concerned about a piece on this b5 square. Maybe. It's an idea. A timely a4 move. Before I'm playing a4 myself, and you could only go forward with, of course, a single step. So that's an interesting alternative, because if you lock down again on the queen side, I really can't make use of my activity, my space advantage on that side. And then the attention will immediately shift towards the center, where you have an advantage, this pawn on d5, a space advantage in the center. So that would be interesting. I think with how things turned out here, well, actually, I'm wondering about maybe at this point, instead of immediately recapturing, you could maybe think about pushing, or not pushing, but capturing. I would be recapturing. Is this pawn on b4 a liability or an asset is the big question to ask. On top of that, you would be allowing my knight to have a nice post on the c5 square. So there are some pros and cons with this particular capture. So we have those exchanges. I wanted to make sure I get rid of that bishop. I'm pretty sure at this point I'm the side who has an advantage. If you're not going to be threatening to get in the e5 advance, then there's nothing for you to attack, right? The structure, on the structure side of things, the e7 is my most vulnerable point, but it's very hard to get at. And he's a weak link. This is a difficult structure, the c4 pawn. Kind of have to watch over him, although I didn't really put so much pressure on him. You finally do get your pawns rolling, and you do give up that. I wonder if it was the correct decision to be capturing with the pawn. The two things, I liked this, but my primary reason, I really liked being able to get my knight in here. But you know what? Come to think of it, maybe I should avoid the knight exchange. Maybe I could drop my knight into b2, or maybe even get him here. Maybe the bishop move wasn't even necessary. Yeah, you know what? Maybe on the black side, I could try to drop a knight into c3, and he's probably going to be much more of a pest. But how do I get any activity? This knight, he's a tough guy. He's definitely a tough guy. Maybe I could look to target this pawn. I'm not sure. I wasn't seeing anything. Opposite color bishop ending, so... Oops, is the computer going to be finding something that's a quick kill here? I certainly wasn't seeing it. I know that this push wasn't a good idea, but I certainly had my concerns on the clock and position, because you establish a passed c-pawn. I win upon this variation. Is there something better for me to play besides rook here? I just want to quickly look. I don't know. I thought about this to get another pawn involved, controlling squares near the king, but I just wasn't really seeing how to really get at the king any further. I do have a bishop check, but after king here... Oh, maybe that's it. Bishop check, king here, queen h2. I come around like the back door there. Bishop e1, queen h2. That's got to be good. If I could plant my king on my queen on g3, it's going to be tough for the king. I did think about this, but I guess I just wasn't seeing the follow-up. Queen h2 to g3 seems to be quite strong. We didn't have that. I win a pawn, but opposite color bishop ending. How do I... It's like I'm playing without this pawn if I can't dislodge the bishop. And this is tough. This is very tough. I don't know what more to say at this point. I mean, you end up dropping... Maybe there was too much focus on Well, I know that you were focused on the pawn, but I was the side. You know what it felt like, to be perfectly honest? Just some practical advice. It felt like, I don't know if it's true, but it felt like you were trying to burn my time, and you were the side who really had the time to think, you know? But it felt that. I don't know if that's really how it was, but it seemed like the pace kind of picked up when I was getting much lower on time. You were in a good position, so use that time available. Because I think you had some serious threats. If you were able to get in this pawn to c6, we both have passed pawns, but yours seems more dangerous. Maybe. Okay, I could be controlling it, but I don't know. I wasn't seeing any checkmate against the king. It was a tough game. First time we're playing, I believe, as well. Anyhow, alrighty. Good game, Mr. Dragon.